Okay, so social media for your online business, it can be a bit of a tightrope walk.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, huge potential, obviously, for connection and growth and all of that good stuff,
Mm.
but you can also just trip and fall and waste a ton of time if you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah, if you're not careful,
And I think our listeners are here because they want to know um,
right?
those like smart shortcuts,
Yeah.
like the real deal, without having to wade through just a sea of articles and information.
Definitely get to the point.
So consider this your express route, I guess, to what's actually important to social media right now.
Exactly. And that's why we've been digging into this piece from blogwidow.com, April 4th this year.
Okay.
It really gets to the heart of some of the biggest mistakes that businesses are making on social media. And
Yeah.
it's super practical, so we're going to try to pull out those golden nuggets for you today.
Yeah, those like actionable insights. And whether you are, starting a new business or maybe trying to keep up with
Yeah.
everything that's changing in marketing.
Always changing.
Yeah, or even if you're just curious how to do social media well.
Yeah.
I mean, understanding these common mistakes is just so key.
I think so.
It's about getting past all of that information overload and getting to what really matters.
Yeah.
So today our mission is pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
To make sure you understand those pitfalls and, more importantly, how to avoid them so you can get, real growth and engagement, all that,
And save time.
and save time. Yeah. So why don't we just jump right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
The first one is failing to have a clear social media strategy.
Well, I think what's interesting is that so many businesses approach social media as like a to-do list item, right?
Right.
Like they know they should be doing it, so they just dive in, but without really having a good sense of their purpose, their goals.
Right. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. And so this approach, posting without clearly defined objectives
Yeah.
can just drain resources, right? And it can confuse your audience.
Yeah. It's like you're running a race, but you have no idea where the finish line even is.
Exactly.
Or like you're setting off on a road trip and you haven't even put a destination into your GPS.
I like that. Yeah. You might see some things along the way, but are you really getting where you want to go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this article from Blog Widow really emphasizes
Yeah.
that you have to take that time up front
Up front. Yeah.
to figure out a strategy that actually supports your business goals. And that means, knowing who you're trying to reach,
Of
who
course.
that target audience is, right?
Yeah.
And what success actually looks like, how you're going to measure it.
Defining those KPIs.
Those
Yeah.
KPIs.
Yeah.
And then figuring out which platforms make sense for your brand, for your audience.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to be a good fit.
And I think, connecting this back to the big picture, a solid strategy is like your compass, right?
Yeah, like your guide.
It's like in the wild world of social media, and make sure you're not just posting randomly, and make sure that everything you're doing is moving you toward those bigger goals.
Right, your business goals.
Exactly. And the article had this great example of a company that sells eco-friendly products, right?
Okay, interesting.
So their whole social media strategy revolves around educating their audience about sustainability.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and how their products fit into a greener lifestyle.
Okay.
And their KPIs are really focused and tangible, like increased website traffic from social media or certain growth in followers that are really interested in environmental stuff. And I think for a lot of businesses,
Yeah.
starting with just one key performance indicator that really matters is better than like
Right.
getting bogged down with 12 different things in the start.
Right, just like laser focus on the one that really matters.
Exactly.
So for you listening, this is about being smart and efficient with your time and your energy. It's about making sure that what you do on social media is actually moving your business forward.
Absolutely.
And I know that's what you want. So let's move on to the second big mistake. Ignoring audience engagement.
And this, I think, is really the heart of what makes social media so unique and powerful.
Okay.
It's about two-way communication, right? Not just shouting out your message to the void.
Not just a loudspeaker.
Not just a loudspeaker, right?
Yeah.
And businesses that are just pushing out content without listening or engaging with their audience, they're really missing out on that chance to connect and to build a loyal community.
It's like you're not even interested in what they have to say.
Yeah, exactly. It's like hosting a dinner party and just talking about yourself the whole time.
You're not going to get invited back.
Exactly. No one's going to want to come back for round two.
So the solution here, according to the Blog Widow article, is to really prioritize engagement.
Yeah, engagement's key.
And that means responding to comments, answering messages, acknowledging when somebody mentions you, whether it's good or bad. And we talked about strategy before.
Right.
And I think it's clear that if you're ignoring feedback, especially negative feedback,
Yeah.
you're kind of undermining that community you're trying to build.
Absolutely.
Doesn't make any sense.
And I think what's really fascinating is that even small acts of engagement
Yeah.
can have a huge impact on building trust.
Okay.
So, the article talked about responding to a customer's question or saying, thank you for a positive review. It's not just, good manners. It's actually building trust.
It shows you care.
It shows that there are real people behind the brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So for our listeners, this is about fostering those relationships, which are so valuable. It's not just about getting a ton of followers.
Right.
It's about having those genuine interactions. So, okay, let's talk about mistake number 3, which is something I see a lot.
Yeah.
Posting too much promotional content.
Yes, this is a big one.
Like, imagine you're scrolling through your feed
Right.
and it's just buy this, discount that, limited time offer.
Yeah.
It gets old.
It gets so old.
Like, people go to social media to be entertained, to learn something, connect with their friends.
Exactly.
It's not just about being sold to all the time.
Right.
It's a quick way to get unfollowed.
Absolutely. It's like that friend that only ever talks about their business.
Oh, yeah, or their multi-level marketing thing.
Exactly. You start screening their calls.
Exactly.
So the Blog Widow article talks about the 80-20 rule, which I think is a really good guideline.
80%, 20%, okay.
Basically, 80% of your content should be valuable to your audience.
Okay.
So think informative, educational, entertaining.
Providing value. Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then only 20% should be that direct promotion stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason the 80% is so important is because it builds goodwill with your audience.
Okay, yeah.
It's like you're making deposits into a trust bank.
Okay.
So then when you do have something to promote, they're much more likely to listen.
Because you've built that relationship.
Exactly. You've established yourself as a valuable resource, not just a salesperson.
Okay.
And the example they used was a fitness business.
Okay.
So they shouldn't just be posting about class schedules and membership deals all the time.
Right.
They should also share workout tips, client success stories.
Yeah, motivational stuff.
Exactly. Things that add value to their audience's fitness journey.
So for everyone listening, it's about thinking beyond that immediate sale. It's about building a connection so people don't feel like they're constantly being sold to.
For sure.
All right, let's move on to mistake number 4, which is being inconsistent with your posting schedule.
Consistency.
Yeah, so important.
It really is. Think about, your favorite online creators, the newsletters you look forward to.
Yeah.
You expect them to show up, right?
You do.
Now imagine your favorite TV show just stopped airing new episodes randomly.
You'd probably forget about it after a while.
Exactly. And it's the same with your social media.
Right.
If you're posting sporadically, your audience might just forget about you.
Yeah.
And those algorithms, they don't like inconsistency either.
Right.
They might think you're not active and they'll show your content to fewer people.
Oh, interesting.
So you really want to establish reliable rhythm.
Okay.
Your audience comes to expect a certain amount of content from you.
Makes sense.
And the article's solution is to create a realistic posting schedule
Okay.
and stick to it.
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
It can be, but thankfully there are tons of tools out there that can help automate your posts.
Oh, that's great.
So you can be consistent even when you're busy with other things.
And that makes it so much easier.
It really does. And what I thought was really smart was their advice about using platform analytics to figure out when your audience is most active.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. It's not just about how often you post, it's about when.
So it's strategic timing.
Exactly. And most platforms will tell you when your audience is online and engaging.
Okay, that's really useful.
Yeah, so you can schedule your posts for maximum visibility.
Awesome.
The example they used was scheduling Instagram posts for the evening,
Good.
if that's when your audience is most active.
That makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
So for everyone listening, consistency is about building that anticipation, that reliable connection. It shows that you're a source of valuable content that they can count on.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to mistake number 5, which is failing to adapt your content to each platform.
Yes, the one-size-fits-all approach definitely doesn't work here.
Right, because each platform is different, right?
Each platform has its own vibe, its own style of communication,
Okay.
different demographics, different reasons people are using it.
Got it.
So just reposting the exact same thing everywhere,
Yeah.
not going to be very effective.
And it can look lazy.
That can look lazy, yeah.
So the Blog Widow article stresses how important it is to tailor your content to each platform.
Makes sense.
So like they said, Instagram is very visual.
Very, very visual.
So high quality photos, engaging videos, That's what works there.
Exactly.
LinkedIn is more professional,
Yeah.
so it needs a more formal, informative approach.
Right.
Twitter thrives on those short updates, real-time conversations.
Hmm.
And Facebook can handle those longer posts, more community-based interactions.
Yeah, I think it's about showing that you understand each platform.
Okay.
You're speaking to that specific audience.
It's respect for the platform and its users.
Exactly. And when you tailor your content, you're more likely to get meaningful engagement.
It's about being relevant.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners, it's not necessarily about creating totally different content for each platform. It's more about adapting your core message and format to make sure it resonates in the right way.
I like that.
Okay, let's move on to mistake number 6, which is not tracking your performance metrics,
This is where we get into data-driven decision-making.
which is so important.
It is.
Yeah.
If you're not tracking your data, you're basically flying blind.
Okay.
You might be working really hard, but you have no idea what's actually working.
Right, what's actually having an impact.
Exactly. It's like trying to bake a cake without measuring the ingredients.
Or without tasting it to see if it needs more sugar.
Exactly.
So the Blog Widow article talks about these key performance indicators, or KPIs,
Mm-hmm.
things like reach, which is how many people are seeing your posts,
Right.
engagement, which is how they're interacting with them, liking, commenting, sharing,
Yep.
click-through rates, which is how many people are clicking on the links you share,
Mm-hmm.
and then conversions, which is if your social media efforts are leading to actual sales.
Right. The bottom line.
Yeah, the bottom line.
Yeah.
And thankfully, most platforms have analytics dashboards,
Yeah, they make it pretty easy.
so you can actually see this data.
So you can see what's going on.
And what's great is you can then use this data to make digest.
Exactly.
You can see what content your audience likes,
Yeah.
which platforms are working best for you, even the best times to post.
And the example they used was if you notice that video content is getting way more engagement
Okay.
than static images, then you know you should probably focus on making more video content.
Right. The data tells you.
Exactly. It takes the guesswork out of it.
So for our listeners, tracking these metrics isn't about vanity.
No.
It's about getting real information that you can use to improve your strategy.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about mistake number 7,
Mm-hmm.
neglecting visual branding.
Visual branding.
So important in this visual world.
It really is. If your visuals are inconsistent or just messy, it can make you look unprofessional,
Okay.
which can confuse your audience and actually damage your brand.
It's like showing up to a job interview in your pajamas.
Exactly. It sends the wrong message.
Think about those brands that you recognize immediately
Mm.
when you're scrolling through your feed. They usually have a consistent look and feel.
Absolutely. Very distinct.
And the Blog Widow article talks about how important it is to maintain that visual identity.
Yeah.
So using your logo consistently,
Mm-hmm.
your brand colors, your fonts, the style of your images and videos,
It all adds up.
it's like creating a visual language for your brand.
It really is.
And if we connect that to brand identity, visual branding is a huge part of it.
Absolutely.
It's how people visually remember your brand.
Right. They see your colors, your logo. They know it's you.
The example they used was, if your business is known for minimalist design,
Okay.
you should carry that same aesthetic over to your social media,
So from your website to your
to your
Instagram.
Facebook, to your Twitter,
Exactly. Consistency is key.
and it just makes you look more professional and trustworthy.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners, having consistent visual branding isn't just about looking pretty.
Right.
It's about building recognition and trust.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about mistake number 8, ignoring negative feedback.
This is a tough one, but so important.
Yeah, a lot of people try to avoid it.
They do, but in today's world, negative feedback is often very public.
Okay.
You know, people leave comments, reviews, messages.
Right.
And if you ignore them, it sends a really bad message.
Like you don't care.
Exactly. Like you don't care about your customers, you don't care about their experiences.
Yeah.
And the Blog Widow article emphasizes that you need to address negative feedback
Oh.
promptly and professionally.
Yeah.
Even if it feels unfair,
Yeah.
a thoughtful response can actually turn a negative situation into a positive one.
How so?
Well, it shows your customers that you're listening, that you want to make things right.
Okay.
They talk about offering an apology, a solution, maybe even a refund.
Mm-hmm.
It shows accountability, which can win back trust.
So you're being transparent.
Exactly. And it shows everyone that you care about customer satisfaction.
So for everyone listening, engaging with negative feedback isn't a bad thing.
No, not at all.
It's a chance to build stronger relationships.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to mistake number 9. Failing to leverage user-generated content,
Ah, user-generated content?
or UGC.
Or UGC, yeah. This is such a powerful tool that so many businesses are overlooking.
Okay, so what is it exactly?
Basically, it's content created by your customers.
Okay.
Reviews, testimonials, photos, videos. And it's so powerful because it comes from real people, not from you.
It's more authentic?
Exactly, it's authentic. People trust other people more than they trust brands.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like getting a recommendation from a friend.
Right, it's more personal?
Exactly. And the article says that businesses that ignore UGC are missing out on a huge opportunity.
Okay.
It's a chance to build social proof to increase your credibility.
So how can businesses leverage it?
Well, they can encourage customers to share their experiences.
Okay.
Run contests, give shout-outs, reshare customer content on their own channels.
Got it.
And it not only builds trust, it creates a sense of community.
It brings people together.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening, using user-generated content isn't just about getting free content.
No,
It's about tapping into that authenticity and that power of social proof.
absolutely.
All right, finally, let's talk about mistake number 10. Not taking advantage of paid advertising.
Yes. Paid
It
advertising.
can be a little intimidating for some people.
It can be, but it can also be really effective.
Okay.
While building an organic presence is so important, relying solely on organic reach can limit your growth,
Okay.
especially with algorithms these days.
Right.
Paid advertising allows you to break through that noise and reach a much wider audience.
So it's like a boost.
Exactly, it's a
Okay.
boost. And you can target specific demographics, interests.
Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
very powerful.
So it's not just random.
Not random at
Just
all.
really get specific.
Very specific. The article says that even a small budget, if it's targeted correctly, can make a big difference.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, they talked about running Facebook or Instagram ads for a new product launch
Okay.
to drive traffic and sales right from the start.
So it's about making smart investments.
Exactly. And it's measurable. You can see what's working, what's not.
So for our listeners, paid advertising isn't something to be afraid of.
No, not at all.
It can be a really powerful tool
Mm-hmm.
when used strategically.
Absolutely.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, those 10 big social media mistakes.
Right.
Number 1, you got to have a clear strategy.
For sure.
Number 2, engage with your audience.
Don't ignore them.
Number 3, balance valuable content with promotional content.
80-20.
Number 4, be consistent with your posting.
Keep that rhythm going.
Number 5, adapt your content to each platform.
Speak their language.
Number 6, track your performance metrics.
Let the data guide you.
Number 7, maintain consistent visual branding.
But sharp.
Number 8, address negative feedback.
Turn it into a positive.
Number 9, leverage user-generated content.
Let your customers do the talking.
And number 10, consider paid advertising.
Boost your reach.
So as you're thinking about all of this, think about which one of these mistakes maybe resonated with you the most.
Yeah.
Maybe one that surprised you or one that you're like, oh, I'm doing that.
Mm,
And then think about what one change you could make today
yeah,
that could have the biggest positive impact on your online presence.
absolutely.
This isn't just about avoiding mistakes.
Right.
It's about being proactive and
Right.
building a really effective and engaging online presence.
It's about getting results.
About getting results. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.